What is up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to a weekend Call of Duty episode. As you guys can probably tell by the title, my name is Jake, and I'm going to give you my quick thoughts on the Modern Warfare beta. Now, we did play a little bit of alpha, so a bit of comparison between the two. I'll be giving all of you guys and my quick impressions on what I've thought so far about the gameplay. First note, though, before we hop into the B-roll and such, I'm a PC player, okay? I don't play PS4 too often, so keep that in mind, but I want to give you guys my thoughts on the general gist of the game going forward. Alongside that, speaking about mini-maps, microtransactions, so let's hop into it, why don't we? So first of all, the first thing I noticed, this game felt overall much better, and I think based on comparison between what we've seen so far from other creators, this does feel a lot better compared to alpha. It still does need improvement, but in terms of movement alongside fluidity, I thought it felt a lot smoother in terms of overall gameplay, so I like to see that improvement from alpha to beta. And I think with a lot of things, given the context, a lot of things still need a bit of improvement, but given the fact they've actually already improved from the alpha drastically, I'm excited to see what they do with that. Now, a big portion of things that I do kind of attribute to some fallouts with a lot of games is surround sound audio, especially when we have games that have horizontal and vertical sounds. Games like Fortnite can be atrocious with their updates that ruin that vertical audio, which is kind of hard to attune by. I did notice that they sound pretty good so far. Another great improvement from the alpha to this beta. I hope it does continue to improve, but so far, based on comparison to other games out there, the sound, to me at least, sounded pretty darn good, and I played it in the middle of an office. I can't wait to actually bunker down in my room. I think the surround sound and the audio can only get better. Now, also, speaking of sounds, the options on this playlist, it seems to be, at least to me, pretty extensive. When it comes time for hit markers, you can actually change the style and the sound of your hit marker sound. Alongside that, aim assist was something that really stood out to me. There are 4 separate options for aim assist. Now, I'm not sure if they actually worked during the beta because I really couldn't tell too much, and as I told you guys before, I'm a PC player, so my accuracy on PS4 is not really good enough to maybe change that away from standard, but if I can work towards a precision on that, I think it could be a great idea to have not only one type of aim assist, 3 to 4 types of aim assist. It seems that the options on this playlist so far in terms of sound, in terms of, we're going to eventually talk about attachments as well, but at least for those 2 set options, hit markers and aim assist, I love the fact they gave us additional options as long as they do work in the future, and we can actually attribute those and see how they work with different types of players. Also, closing thoughts on the gameplay itself. Limited maps, we couldn't really see all of the perks, limited attachments based off just sheer level. I can only level up so much while also trying to work and make videos. We've only seen limited amounts of all of those things, but that's a beta for all of you. I just can hope, as with everything I've talked about so far, they do steadily improve. And the maps I did play, they felt, pretty good, right? There was a wide variety, I would say, of sizes from medium to semi-large. Nothing too drastically large that I did play itself. Alongside that, I think nades will actually be pretty important this time around. I think it also felt a lot less clunky when using those, and so we're going to see how those get to be utilized themselves. I think, at least for me, nades will be a bit more useful this time around. Now, very lastly as well, speaking of perks, didn't get too much in terms of actually access to the perks, but in terms of attachments, limited to just 5, I actually really enjoyed that. You have to really kind of pick and choose carefully, selectively, what you want to attach to your weapon. Along with that, using perks and utilizing those to the max. You can't just get countless perks out there, or countless attachments at the very least. Limiting to 5 attachments, I'm a huge fan. And I know it sounds like I'm only giving the game positive, benefit of the doubt here, but there will be negatives, okay? Especially when I get more time to actually play it. I've only played a limited time so far, and I'm very positive in general about the idea of cross-platform, so I kind of have twisted my mind to think it's going to be an overall, has to be a great game. We do know, though, with the Call of Duty franchise, they can mess up quite a bit of things. I think so far I have seen a few complaints out there about how clunky it does feel for some people on their operating systems, but for me at least on our PS4, it did feel nice to me. Now, mobility-wise, people might feel very limited as compared to previous titles. Again, though, when it comes to ground warfare, I like the way this does feel. I will say one big backlash I will possibly have for this is we have been told limited, if not any, microtransactions for this title, and I am worried about. We've seen some rumors out there. We've seen leaks of screenshots about people leveling up and earning supply drops or loot crates, whatever you do want to call them, and so that does worry me because we were told limited, if not any, microtransactions, and we're going to see how greedy Activision really is compared to what they end up being in this title. Besides that, though, I know I'm probably personally biased because I have really good promises for this title coming up, guys. You guys, of course, can leave comments down below. What did you like? What did you not like? Yeah, yes, I'm going to get pissed off if I get killed, but the fact is this, I'm just not as good as I need to be as of right now. I like the maps. I like the attachment so far. I like the idea of perks once we find out more. For me, as of right now, I just don't know enough to diss on the game too much, and so I'm going to be high hopes until I find out more for all of you guys. Until next time, though, my name is Jake. I hope you guys all enjoyed my Modern Warfare impressions. If you guys did, maybe leave a like or a comment, and I can do more first impressions of other games out there. Until next time, guys, take care. Have a great weekend. I'll see you all soon.